This story dates back to the year 1812, when a Swiss adventurer was passing through the Arabian desert in disguise. This adventurer, named Johann Ludwig Burckhardt, lost his way and ended up in a narrow passage between rocks. After walking around 1.5 kilometers between the cliffs, the path finally widened, and in front of him appeared a grand structure carved into a limestone mountain. This ancient structure, located in southern Jordan, stood as a mysterious marvel in the barren desert valleys. Who built it and why? The 127 feet tall structure wasn't built but carved into the rock. Today, it is known in Arabic as Al-Khazni, meaning the treasury. Majestic pillars emerge from the base of the mountain, and on top, intricate and delicate designs are gracefully etched. A large entrance leads to a room, but no specific designs are inside, only the natural beauty of the stone. This astonishing sight deeply intrigued the adventurer, prompting him to venture further into the rocky terrain. Perhaps he was close to discovering a long-lost city from history. As he explored further, he saw a theater carved from stone that could seat around 6,000 people. A pathway led to a massive temple-like structure, and the ruins indicated that a city had once thrived here. Even at the mountain heights, many monuments were visible. Burckhardt had discovered the ruins of a city with significant historical importance. This 2,000-year-old city is now known as Petra. But how did its inhabitants survive in this arid desert without water? Why did they carve their structures into rocks? What were they doing in such a desolate place? And most importantly, why were they forced to abandon it? Welcome once again to a Zim Voice video. The Swiss adventurer recalled a story he had heard about a desert tribe. According to it, there was a tribe in the Arabian desert that traded silk and spices between China, India, Egypt, and Rome. They would hide their treasures by carving holes in high cliffs. Greek and Roman sources called them the Nabateans. Around 2,000 years ago, they were known as nomadic tribes who lived in tents in the desert. But how could tent-dwelling people create a magnificent city like Petra? After Burckhardt's discovery, Petra began to gain international attention. Archaeologists and historians from around the world came to unravel this ancient mystery. Clearly, constructing a 127-foot tall structure carved from stone wasn't an ordinary task. Workers must have erected temporary structures similar to wooden scaffolds we see today in construction. But not just the treasury, even other structures in Petra show no signs of such scaffolding. After much research and experimentation, researchers found an incomplete structure in Petra that may reveal the secret of its construction. It appears to be only the top part of a structure, with the lower limestone uncarved. This suggests the Nabateans began carving from the top down. In the case of the treasury, they first climbed the high rock and carved a horizontal shaft into the mountain. Standing inside the shaft, they would sculpt pillars and designs, gradually working their way downward. Once the top half was complete, the accumulated stone debris formed a slope that allowed easier access to complete the lower half. This construction method has never been seen at any other ancient site in the world. Researchers were led to this theory when a replica of Petra was carved in the US using the same method. The Nabateans left very little writing in Petra, only a couple of places with inscriptions in Aramaic, a language used in the Middle East during the time of Jesus. One inscription declared a tomb to be sacred, stating that nothing inside should be changed or removed. But the chamber had only a few shelves, presumed to have held dead bodies, making it a burial chamber. Over 800 such chambers have been discovered in Petra's rocks. Initially, it was believed that Petra might have been a massive cemetery, but researchers later found evidence indicating the presence of living people. Based on the size of the living area, it is estimated that between 20,000 to 30,000 people lived in Petra during its golden era. But how did these 30,000 people get water in a barren desert? One clue was found in a structure known as the Great Temple, where holes in the floor suggested water may have passed underneath. Experts used ground-penetrating radar, GPR, to scan the area. GPR sends radio signals into the ground, which bounce back at different speeds depending on the material. Slower through soil, faster through air gaps. This helps identify empty spaces underground. The GPR results revealed a network of channels beneath the temple, much like modern plumbing systems before a floor is built. This confirmed the presence of an underground water network in Petra. But where did the water come from in such an arid place? A natural spring called Ain Musa still provides water today, located about 8 kilometers from Petra. So how did the Nabateans bring water across 8 kilometers of rocky terrain? Clues are found at the treasury's narrow entrance, where signs of pipelines were discovered, small segments joined together. Naturally, these joints would leak, but if water was that precious, how did they prevent waste? Water flowing through pipes creates air pockets that reduce flow and increase pressure, pushing against the pipe walls and causing leaks. Hydraulics experts found that a 4-degree downward angle prevents air pockets, allowing smooth water flow and minimal leakage. When Petra's ancient pipelines were examined, they were remarkably angled at exactly 4 degrees, proving that the Nabateans understood this scientific principle 2,000 years ago. This all confirms that the Nabateans were masters of hydraulic engineering. Besides Ain Musa, Petra also relied on flash floods from surrounding mountains. Even today, flash floods here are deadly. To prevent destruction, the Nabateans built ancient dams in various locations. 5 have been discovered so far, some still intact after 2,000 years. These dams not only stored water, but also protected the city from flooding. So far, we've learned that Petra's Nabateans traded between China, India, Egypt, and Rome. Their stone carving skills were unmatched. Their water supply systems were engineering marvels. But one big question remains. Why was Petra abandoned? Ancient records reveal that in the year 363 CE, a massive earthquake struck. Petra shows evidence of destruction, likely caused by such a quake. Many structures and dams collapsed. The water that once gave life became the force that took it. Flash floods swept the city away. The surviving infrastructure, built over centuries, turned into ruins. With no water or functioning systems left, traders changed routes, and the city's residents slowly migrated elsewhere. Petra was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1985. And if you've seen Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, The Holy Grail temple featured in it is actually Petra's Al-Khazne. We hope you enjoyed this Zim voice video. Thank you for your loving comments.